we're ever gonna start.
No, that's what I think about when I hear people say and a 1 and 2 and a 3. Happy birthday. I don't know why. Don't ask.
I don't know why either. Welcome back. You're listening to the Impaired Files. This is episode 5. And this week, as always, if you don't know what this show is about, this is a interview show where I take people from my life that make either movies, TV work on YouTube, or they stream, or they do something that they do on the internet, and I talk to them about, their life and their work and just all that good stuff. So this week I am joined by my wonderful friend and great streamer. You may know him from YouTube, you may know him from Twitch. His name is Shayne xSrk.
Dude, you didn't need to add all the extra K's, man.
I thought it was only 2 K's.
No, it's just SRK. That's all. It's a hard one because like my name's different on Twitch than it is like everywhere else. So I had to kind of like match it to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the other one's not available. I can't have it. Sucks.
Yeah.
But hi, my name is Shayne.
Jesus Christ, man.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you, of course, for having me. And
oh, you're welcome.
I can't wait to do this. Like, I'm excited. I was thinking about this all day while I was at work. I was like,
yeah,
dude, I'm getting interviewed today. That's crazy.
Yeah, even though you asked me what the show was.
Dude, I had to make sure, all right?
Yeah.
I had to confirm. And then you burned my ass for saying you guys are on Spotify for a year and a half. And I just thought, okay, so I had not been listening to podcasts in my entire life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And for some reason or another, I like grew up or something. Like I became an old man, started listening to podcasts. I'm just joking. A lot of people but like, I don't know, like I listened to one and then I started listening to a bunch, like at one time. I don't know what happened, but it's awesome. So
yeah,
make sure you follow this podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I'm sure they're everywhere.
Yeah, well, I sent you the link already, man. So that's the feed. That's wherever you can find everything. But yeah, what's it called? We've had you before on the shows. You even hosted one before with me. Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was fun. Yeah, you can usually find Shayne, guesting or hosting some shows on the Gamer Core. He does a really, really good job. We've had him there. We're going to have him on the Nerd Core for one of these days to do a review and talk about, skater culture and the movie mid-90s. So it's already on Amazon Prime for to watch, with your Prime. So I'm going to get to watch it soon. Brad already watched it, but it's going to be really cool. We're going to get to have you on there because, other than mid-90s, you don't watch much movies.
Yeah, no, I've been getting better. I've been getting better at watching movies.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not going to go see Avengers.
Yeah.
That's not my type of movie.
Yeah.
And the person I go with, which is my girlfriend, she's got particular taste. She likes movies more than I do. Yeah. So, I think on Saturday we're going to see Pet Sematary. So.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard some decent things, for being a horror movie in 2019. Because apparently all horror movies suck in 2019, and current horror movies suck.
Yeah, I watched Pet Sematary already.
I don't know nothing about that, so.
Yeah, I watched Pet Sematary already. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I hope you guys enjoy it. But, horror's been something that's kind of been reinventing the wheel as of late.
Oh, so, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah. Like, I saw Us. That was a great movie.
I loved Us. I loved it so much. I loved Hereditary as well. That was great. And,
I did not see that one.
Yeah, Hereditary is really good. Has your girl watched Hereditary yet?
Probably not, because she only goes with me, so.
Yeah, one of these days, rent it or... Oh, wait, no, they have it on... If you have Amazon Prime, they have it on there. So, watch it on there, and it's so good.
Dude, that's awesome, though. I definitely need to do more movies, but, it's just trying to find the time and, because I want to immerse myself. I don't want to be, lazy about it,
Oh, I get you, man. It's the same way that I feel about movies. You know, like if I'm gonna watch something, I'm gonna give it my undivided attention. I can't be like on my phone or something. I really do need to give this exactly the attention that it deserves, especially with something so immersive as film.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a lot of things like, the one thing that I'm excited for is Del Toro's new movie, the Scary Stories.
Oh yeah,
That's one thing I'm excited for. But
yeah.
I know this podcast isn't about movies.
Yeah.
So.
Well, no, unless I'm interviewing filmmakers or film students.
Well, I'm not any of them.
Yeah. So what's it called? We're gonna go ahead and get into this nice and stuff, but I would just like to remind you guys that this show is brought to you by our wonderful Patreon producer, Grayson Barker. Thank you so much, Grayson, for being a Patreon producer at the executive executive level. So if you want to become one too. If you want to become one too, you can go to www.patreon.com/thenerdclore, CORPS, and pledge to the $15 tier. The $15 tier gets you executive producer status here, and you also get pins and stickers as they're made, and a postcard from us when we send those pins and stickers. So, yeah, that's awesome. And I will let you guys, and I will also, later on in the episode, during the interview, I'll have to talk to you guys about our wonderful sponsors, Anchor. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and start getting into this. So, as always, with these interviews, it depends on who I have on. I do a little icebreaker. Last month, we had Haley Taves. She's a film student, so I asked her what her favorite movie was. But when I had Silenushi on here, I asked her what her favorite video game was. And since you are a gamer and a streamer, Shayne, I'm going to ask you what your favorite video game is. But as always, you're a big fan of the sneakers. I also want to know what your favorite sneaker is.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Okay, so video game is pretty easy. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland is my favorite video game.
Awesome. I love that game.
I spent so much time on it as a kid that it's embedded in my head that one day Tony Hawk will rise from the mediocrity that it is today and make a game that we will all enjoy. It's coming soon, hopefully. That's not a mobile game, might I add, which he did make, and I'm very upset.
Skate 4, please.
Why the fuck do you make a mobile game? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
no, you're allowed to curse.
But no, like I don't get it. I don't understand. Like why? I will always say why. Dude, I just don't get it. But as far as sneakers go, I really don't have a a favorite per se.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Air Max 1. I think it's a simple shoe that anybody can enjoy. It's a very, shoe that comes in many colors.
Yeah.
So that's probably like one of my favorite shoes, or the Air Jordan 7. That's another one of my favorite shoes. Awesome. Those are the two that I would say, like, I don't have the most of in my collection, but I definitely do have a decent amount.
Yeah. I just love how every episode we have you on, you're always fucking with the boom arm or something.
Dude, it's not... Dude, it's because I'm, like, hitting my desk.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, trying to think, and I'm nervous at the same time, and I'm just like, dude...
All right, man. I need you to calm down with that, because that reverbs into my fucking ears.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's okay, man. It's all good. That's why we have you here, man.
I'm going to back up from the desk.
No, because then I can't hear you. And then the microphone doesn't pick you up.
Jesus, dude. Yeah. You can't win.
You can never win with broadcast, man. But it's okay.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
You got some
There we go.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, you got some good choices, Shayne.
I try my best to, like, be as diverse as possible. I don't know anybody who says that Tony Hawk's American Wasteland is their favorite game. There's very few people that I know. Probably the people who played with me on PS2, but that was it. Because that game was online. So that was like one of the first online games that I played.
Yeah, dude. Take it way back, man. Only people of culture know that game.
Yeah, no. Everybody says Underground 1 and 2 are their favorites. Which, Underground 1 is probably my second favorite. But Underground 2 is... Underground 2 it was all right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's awesome, man. You've always been so immersed into like skater culture. So I understand why those games are your favorite. For people who don't know how Shayne and I know each other, it's actually a really, really cool story. So back in the good old days of This Is Local Love, if you don't know what This Is Local Love is, it was Brad's clothing company that would somehow support local bands. And one of the bands that were actually supported under the This Is Local Love brand was Shayne's band that he was a part of.
Dude, I'm still waiting for my free T-shirt, dude. Where's my free T-shirt?
What was your band's name again?
The first band I was in was Our Heroic Downfall.
Our Heroic Downfall.
And honestly, like, I wasn't even in the band. Like, I didn't play any instruments. I helped like with writing, but that was it. Like, I didn't play in the band. I was like, honestly, I was like a sideshow act, and I did the merch. That was it.
Yeah, but still, you somehow were able to kind of find yourself in this nice little community that Brad built within his brand, and from there we followed each other, and we kind of been kicking it ever since, man.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Like, Brad brought a lot of people together. Yeah, there's also a lot of people in like that were part of that like whole thing. Were very weird. Very strange people.
Yeah, man. I still keep in contact with Matt. He's one of you Illinois people up there.
See, I don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, well.
Or I don't remember.
Yeah, Matt was.
See, the problem is that was so long ago. Mm-hmm. To put it in perspective, I was in high school.
Yeah, me too.
I have a college degree now.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, it was a wonderful time, dude. And that's how we found out of each other. Also, Ricky. I knew Ricky. Ricky doesn't follow me on Instagram. I mean, on Twitter anymore, but he probably just doesn't even remember who I am. Even though
Ricky, speaking of Ricky just bought a house.
Yeah, I know. I just saw his post on Twitter.
He's gone full adult and he's married. So there you go.
That's crazy, bro. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Some of us can't catch up, man. I'm sorry, dude. Tell Ricky to give me some time, though. I'm too busy podcasting, bro.
I feel that, man.
Yeah, but that's where we go. We go way back, and then obviously, he started. Shayne started making YouTube videos. I watched those. I really didn't get really fully into what Shayne was doing until he started streaming because streaming was a really big avenue that I really enjoyed, and I started, being able to directly support people through that way, whether that was subbing or just watching their shit. So I really, really enjoyed doing that with Shayne. And we go all the way back to like 2011, 2012, man. And it was awesome. And, I wouldn't trade it for anything else because we've had Shayne on a lot of episodes and, it's always been fun. And I really do feel bad that we don't start recording earlier than we should be. Because you would get to hear all the laughs we're having before with Shayne.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like what I am when I record is what I am off camera. I'm never any different. There's no reason to be different. Like that's just not who I am.
Yeah, you should.
I'm all about having fucking fun.
Yeah, and you should be.
No matter what it is, dude.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that was the case with you in your band days. Even though you weren't part of the band, you were pretty fun.
I was with them all the time.
Yeah,
dude, we were inseparable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, like some of us, like I was in honors classes and shit, and I was the smart one. Mm-hmm. And not to say that everybody else was dumb, but well, Eric wasn't dumb. Eric has a college degree too. He's a teacher. So I like the rest of the, we weren't bright. We weren't bright back in the day, I guess is the best way to put that.
Yeah, but it's interesting, man. The music that the band made was pretty cool to me. Back then I was really heavy into that stuff, and now I've kind of like just taken a deep dive into like other things. I'm not a big fan of like a lot of things anymore that I used to be.
You don't like chugs and breakdowns, dude?
Not anymore, man.
How could you? Oh, dude, I mean, I still listen to that music, but like I'm not. I don't know. I like playing old hardcore now. Like I don't like metalcore. I guess is what it would be called, but
I love that I'm hearing a bird in the background.
Dude, it's not my fault, man. It's nice outside, and the birds don't stop chirping until 10 p.m. That's how you know global warming is real. 100%.
We heard it here
Birds
first.
are fucked. Like,
yeah. But
like, what's going on?
Yeah. And, obviously the band took its separate ways after a while, but you guys still kept in touch and you become friends, and it was awesome to see, especially because...
Yeah, so I'll tell the story, because why not? So back then we were having a lot of issues with writing, and we were all, like, growing out of, like, chugs and breakdowns at the time. And, like, this is how it happened. So 2011, 2012, like, was the year of, like, chugs and breakdowns, right?
Of course.
So at the end of 2012 into 2013, which is when we were, like, half of us were graduating, Nathan and Eric had already graduated because they were a year older. But the year after, there was a shift in the scene.
Yeah, pop punk.
So
pop punk started to get big.
You were either listening to pop punk, or you were listening to bands that, like, melodic hardcore sound. So, like, Counterparts and 100, when they were hardcore at the time. Now they're not, which is great. But either went one way or the other, and, like, pop punk is still huge. Like, look at Movements. That band is selling out things right now. But hardcore is huge right now too. Look at Knock Loose and all those other bands that are, like, literally playing riffs that, like, you punch each other out to, and they're, like, selling out, like, big places. Beartooth, they're huge.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they're more like rock, but, like,
yeah,
it's still, like, got the riffs and shit. Like, it's still hard.
Yeah.
So that's when we were like, okay, well, what do we want to do with Our Heroic Downfall? Like, we can't just play chugs and breakdowns anymore. That shit's not cool. So Ricky was, like, not good at writing guitar parts, and I love Ricky to death. Like, I'm still friends with Ricky today, but he's not good at writing guitar parts at all. Like, he wanted to be more metal, which he still loves, like, metal music and stuff like that. Like he went more metal with his taste than hardcore. So we decided that one day, well, they decided, I was just part of it. Like, I was just there. I was like, and we practiced at his house. This is the worst part. Like, this part is terrible because, like, we, like, left the house and he was, like, devastated. It sucked. Like, it sucked watching my friend like that, but I understood where they were coming from, so I had to go,
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, whatever, like, it happens,
It's not an easy thing, man.
It's not easy. Like, they wanted to play in a different band, and that's how Live This Down became a thing, and that was the next band. And I actually played music in that band. I wasn't like, I played percussion. Like, it was crazy. It was fun. It was definitely fun.
I kind of related to the first time I actually had a cast and, a crew to work with on a short film. And after it finished and the class finished, I have not seen them. And I'm like, this is a really special thing to me because this is the first time I actually directed people before.
Right.
Yeah, and now it's ended, and I'm not going to see these people ever again. And I mean, I've run into some of them, like, here on campus. I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? But it's quick, like, small talk. It's just like, something so important that it was to us. It has to end at one point, man. Everything has to end at one point,
All good things come to an end, and that's kind of what happened with just me and the whole band thing. Like, at the time, and it does suck because, like, I only talk to Eric on a regular basis because, one, we're neighbors. So, like, I see him, like, pretty much all the time, and, like, I'll ask him to hang out because Eric doesn't have a social media at all. Like, he has nothing because, he's teaching and doing all that shit. He doesn't want people, like, on his shit, but he's never been, like, the kind for social media. He's been like, it just makes him fucking depressed and shit like that, like, seeing things on there. And, like, I get it 100%. Like, I understand where he's coming from, but, like, he's the only one that I talk to on a daily basis. All the other people, like, they're all busy. Like, like, they're busy, or they're just doing stuff that I don't, like, care about anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Which,
it's just not for me, to be honest.
I fully understand it.
And that band broke up too, so like it's whatever.
And I fully understand that, man. I mean, a lot of my friends, what's it called, that I still hold close and dear to my heart, they do things that I'm just not, I don't associate myself with, so I don't hang out with them in those situations. But once in a blue moon comes these things like, oh, you know, Game of Thrones is about to premiere, let's go ahead and get together, let's have a watch party, guys, you know. There's still those instances where you're able to hang with them, and they still mean a lot to you, and they're still your friends. But you know, I feel like people have this idea of friendship that it's a constant thing that needs to be addressed. But like, I think people don't understand that people are allowed to have lives outside of friendship, and people are busy. So if you can't see your friends for like weeks on end, it's okay, because chances are that they're really busy.
Right, no, 100%. I mean, with us being like, we're all like 25, 26, 24, 25. Like, it's just and nothing from high school is the same. Like, and you can look at, like, I even look at Facebook, and now my Facebook's kind of divided because, like, I have coworkers on there who are, like, very, you know, conservative, and they got always something to say about something.
Yeah.
And then I see that, and then I see like people from high school still like messing with each other, and I'm like, dude, like that's way over, bro. Like,
oh yeah.
Like move on, like, and they still mess with each other, they still hang out with each other. I'm like, I know y'all didn't leave the town, right? But there's other people who like move in, and like there's other towns around here. Like you have driver's licenses, like you can definitely go meet other people.
Yeah. I think that's just the scary thing. It's just complacency, man. You know, just deciding to stay in one place forever and not wanting to change something.
Right, no, exactly. People are scared.
Yeah, and I don't think people understand is that human beings need change. Like, you just can't be stuck in one place. You know, it doesn't even mean that I'm telling you guys to go, you know, quit your job and move to California or something. No, I mean, like, just something as making new friends or deciding to do new things with your life, like a hobby, or, you know, doing something else. You know, it's a good thing for being able to kind of replenish what you do in your daily routine instead of doing the same thing over and over and over again for like this for the years that pass you by.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
I just think, like, if you stay in one place, like, it's okay to stay in one place. Like, I mean, like, I plan to move out of my house with my parents come next year. And that's just like I could not leave. Like, they don't care. Like, I pay them a certain amount each month, like, for whatever. But I want to live with my girlfriend. Like, it's time for me to grow up. Like, I'm 25. I want to do my own thing now. Like, I've been living here. I'll be 25. Excuse me. I'm not 25 yet, dude. I almost had a fucking heart attack.
At least you're not like Brad.
So, yeah, at least I'm not Brad. Sorry, Brad. Love you, but you're old.
Oh, I love that.
No, but like, I'm just like at the point in my life where I'm just like, I need to, like, I know it's gonna be rough, but I just need to do this. And you know, I'm working with Libby on getting the place, like getting the money together, because we're gonna buy. We're not gonna rent and make somebody else rich. We're gonna make ourselves.
Yeah. Everything at its time, brother. I think that's all what I can tell you. You know, everything takes its time, and you know, it doesn't matter that at 25 you're finally going to be moving in with your girlfriend. I think everything has its time and its place. Right.
Yeah, and I just think that it's important that I do this right now. I know if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Like, it's okay. Like, I understand.
Yeah, but I think that's really interesting stuff that you're bringing up, and you know, you're just gonna keep making new friends, and you're gonna be doing all these things in your life, and you're just gonna keep on moving on. And I think that's how it should be, dude, because, you know, your life has already been really, really, really something eventful. And, you know, I always go back to those early YouTube days, and I know to you this probably doesn't mean that much because you're like, oh, I see this guy as my friend. But to a lot of people, you know, they look at it and like, wow, this guy's friends with Face Jev, you know. I wanted to bring up that. I wanted to bring up that, what was it, how was it, becoming friends with this guy, and because she's so big in the community, and
Well, it wasn't always like that.
yeah, I know, I know, I know it wasn't always like that.
So first of all, I know he ain't gonna listen to this, but I want to tell him congrats on 3 million subscribers.
Oh yeah,
he just hit that milestone a few days ago. I'm proud of the dude. Like I've been friends with him since I was in middle school. So it's crazy to watch someone like, and he is like a pure like I guess like a pure test of like you could watch him like work. He was very meticulous about how he was going to like go about this. Like he always told us he's like, dude, I'm gonna do this YouTube thing and I'm gonna run it into the ground. I'm like, all right, dude, just fuck it, do it,
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he did, like, and he was the only one to like stay consistent with it, and that look where his consistency led him to.
Yeah.
But he's also like decent at games, which I'm not. And he has the ability to be good like at games, which I do not.
Yeah.
Which also does not help, because nobody wants to watch anybody who's bad unless they're like throwing shit off the fucking desk.
Yeah. By the way, if you were to get FaZe Jev to listen to this episode, I'll make my first child your godchild.
Dude, I can't make any promise. Yeah, no, but it was like it's been a friendship that's been a long time in the making. Like it's just like it's always gonna be there, because I know that anytime, like he's helped me out like tremendously, like, and he's just been there for me for as long as I can remember. Like it's been since like 2006, 2007. You know what I mean? That's like a long time to be friends with someone.
Yeah, it's the same way I see my my relationship with my friendship with Ushi, with Nikki. I've been really supporting her since day one, and I know that if I need something, she's always gonna. I mean, dude, I went to her for a position to host the show along with you if something would have happened, and she was down from the instant. And she's the voice of our pre-episode intro when you listen to any of these shows on the feed. It's just awesome, man. Like, it's good to have people like that in our lives. And Nikki is pretty, well, she's pretty big in the Twitch streaming community. And, she to me, she is just my friend Nikki. And, she's not this big sensationalized, Twitch streamer that everybody looks at her like we're, not in the case where like I don't see her work she does, because I see how much she grinds and I'm proud of her for that. I mean, in the case where like people like, wow, you're friends with Silent Ushi, or like, wow, you're friends with FaZe Jev. To us, they're like, yeah, man, I just.
Dude, to me, I'm just like, dude,
that's that's my boy, that's my girl. Yeah, I'm like, I've known them for so long, and I'm glad that I'm friends with them.
I'm glad you like them. I mean, that's all that matters to me. Like,
yeah.
I mean, granted, I mean, you benefit from like relationships like that, even though like you don't directly benefit from them.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they're still your friend, but you still benefit from stuff like that, because people are like, see you together, and they're like, hey, like you're pretty cool yourself. I'm like,
yeah,
right,
we both benefit from it, because Nikki, she wanted to get into the podcast game, and I said, let's get you on a couple of episodes, and it wasn't a couple. We've had her on a lot of stuff. She was the first guest of this show, so I said, you help me. She helps me because she gets me exposure by these episodes, but also I help her get experiences in this realm of podcasting, so that way, down the line when she gets on more shows, she's able to, have experience of how to talk on a podcast, and also to make sure how she needs to, work on her, broadcast skills.
Right. Yeah. No. 100%. I mean, I've gone to Jason's house, and like he's invited me over to his house, and I went there. When did I go there? March, and I had a blast. Like it was almost like a staycation in another state. Like I was like I was chilling like all the time. Like it was a great time to like just be around friends. And when I actually got to meet him for the first time, and like everybody else who I are all in my friend group, it was an amazing experience. Like it was very enlightening time to be in a room. Like it's one of those moments, like, like when Muhammad Ali knocks out I forget the dude's name. Like, like that picture, like of Muhammad Ali, like doing the uppercut, and he's like excited. It was like, it felt like one of those moments, like when Jordan hit the last shot, like at the NBA Finals, like shit like that. It just felt good. It felt right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's picture perfect the way you're explaining it, man. And it's all we can do is just hope for the best for these people that we have in our lives, and hope that they keep their success. And knowing Jeff, man, knowing all the grind that I see him doing, like consistent uploading, like this guy's gonna be around for way more years.
That dude is always working. There's no. I mean, he says it like this. It's not work, because it's not. It doesn't seem.
It's not. Yeah.
It may seem like work to us because we're looking at it and we're like, dude, like, how the fuck do you upload like every day? But then, when you realize it, it's like, okay, well, I sit at a 9-to-5 job for 8 hours. Like, that's almost like a 9. That's almost like a 9-to-5. It might as well be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, people ask me like, how do I do this all the time? They ask me all the time, like, how are you able to put up an episode every single day? Like, oh, well, I kind of just come home. I don't come home. What's it called? I record. I write my episodes before, and then I come in here and I just record.
Your passion drives you.
Passion drives you, man.
You want something really bad, you'll do anything, even crazy, to get it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the best way we can segue into this world that you've started within your stream, man. And can you take us? Let's see, where have you? When did you start streaming?
So I started streaming, and I had to look this up because this is super important, because you're gonna enjoy this story. So me doing YouTube for a long time, I had decided, I was like, all right, well, I was like, I was doing YouTube here and there. I was pretty consistent, I started back in 2013, like taking it seriously. And I was pretty consistent. I grew the channel to 10,000 subscribers, but now, I mean, it's dead because I don't upload at all. And that's really my fault. What I think is like a bad, I don't practice what I preach. Like, I always say, like, the best camera is the one you have with you. And I could definitely record something right now, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm passionate about like doing stuff like that, but I just don't do it.
Yeah.
That's the best way to explain it. Like, I just don't do it. Something in my head tells me it's not worth it, but at the same time, it is. Like, if I enjoy doing it, like, I should. And I mean, coming back, I just need to like get my life together. I think that's like the biggest thing. Like, I could definitely record me doing something dumb and put it up, and that's it. Like, I need to stop overthinking it, is 100%. So with me going to college in 2013, I was doing this 2013, 2014, seriously. And my grades started to suffer. And, if you go to college, you're paying all this money to go there. I didn't really have any friends on campus. I was like a loner. You know what I mean? Like, I just, whatever. I mean, I had Libby. I had Libby since, my freshman year, like my sophomore year. I don't remember.
Yeah.
This is my freshman year. My freshman year, second semester. Like, we've been together since then.
Yeah.
And I was still doing YouTube, but I stopped because like I didn't have any like friends, and I mean I was still in the band doing that stuff. But once I got out of that, I wasn't really talking to nobody other than the people that I talked to on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, something's got to change. So, and my grades were fucking bad, and I was trying to get more scholarships, so I didn't have to pay as much money coming out the gate. So I had stopped. I stopped. I said I was going to upload 3 times a week, but I stopped. I uploaded maybe once or twice a week, if that. And I started working on myself and getting my portfolio together when I was going to get a job. And that's what stopped me there. So in 2015, I was just dabbling on, and I'm like, I'm like, I started watching Twitch maybe earlier that year because I was playing a lot of League of Legends, and I was like, I want to watch the LCS. Like, it's on Twitch. All right, cool. So I would watch it, and I enjoyed it. I'm like, damn, I could do this. So I did. So late 2015, and I kid you not, one day, it was a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. It was a Saturday in 2015 is when I did my first stream. And the game that I played will always live in infamy. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. That game is fucking garbage. And I played it on stream. And that was my first ever stream. And ever since then, I've just been doing it ever since. Now, I haven't been, like, the 2015, 2016, and 2017, I had a lot of internet issues. I had issues with computer. I had issues with, getting time to do it because I was still in school and I was still doing everything and seeing Libby once a week.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, shit. Like, I would just be inconsistent. Like, I'd stream whenever. I'd be like, all right, I'm coming home to stream. See you guys soon. And that would be it. Yeah. But in 2018 is when I actually started taking it seriously.
Yeah.
So I had internet issues in 2017 as well. Like, right after I graduated, something happened to my internet and it fucked it, dude. And I could only stream for like an hour or 30 minutes or whatever. It just sucked so bad.
Yeah, it sounds like my situation.
It was fucking Comcast, man. They set me up.
Set you up, man. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little break here, but when we come back, we're gonna keep hearing about Shayne's life over here, but we're gonna go ahead and give you a word from our sponsors. Thank you so much. Take it away, Ashley. All right, you're back. Thank you so much for listening to that wonderful ad that was recorded by Ashley. Thank you so much for that. And we're back here on the Impaired Files to talk with Shayne over here. Shayne's probably like, dude, this is like fucking radio over here, ads and stuff, and
dude, I did radio. I know how that is.
Yeah, man, it's great, man. Because I'm not even going to school for radio.
Dude, I'll be honest, like, go and maybe radio is what drove me to stream a little bit more. Because I enjoyed doing radio. Like, I enjoyed playing the songs on the air. It was awesome. Like, I had to pick of whatever I could play. Like, like, if it loosely fits that genre, you could play it. I would play fucking hardcore tracks and pop punk tracks and emo tracks on alternative radio. I was good.
Yeah. I can't see myself doing radio. I can see myself doing talk shows. But let's be honest here. Podcasts are going to kill talk shows soon. So I guess I'm just early 100%. I'm early to this process, man.
Get it while it's hot. Strike the iron.
Yeah, man. Strike the iron. And yeah, so your Twitch, you really, really have gone, more consistent with the Twitch, and we love it. Brad is a big fan of Free For All Friday.
Dude, and the worst part about Free For All Friday is the anxiety that someone is gonna come in there and say something or be weird. And it happened the last time I did it. It sucks.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing Free For All Friday on stream, but I don't think I can do it anymore. It's rough.
So what's it called? Basically, in the most censored version that you can give me, what happened?
So there's always like this looming threat of random Twitch users who have burner accounts. And they come in there and spam hard R.
Oh my god.
Like, over and over again, or will like say it in the rhyme. And I'm like, dude, like, it's 2019 and we're still fucking saying this shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I have a set of rules. Like, even the people in my stream who have like been known to like say some dumb shit like that. Now, maybe not as extreme as hard R, but like, obviously there's no homophobic slurs. Like, cause I'm 100% against that. And I know people still use that shit. Like, you're not slick. You're not doing that. Like, even if I like off stream, like I go into your Discord and you're using, I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, can we not? Like, that's not good.
Like, I feel like us as a society have already, advanced as much to realize that these words aren't right, man. Like, what's it called?
Right, yeah, like R word, dude. Like,
Man, like, come on, man. Like, we're.
I mean, that's why like there's memes now, like Papega. Papega's a great word that doesn't. I mean, it loosely means that R word that we're not supposed to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I think of more of it like idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
or you could just use idiot, man. What's so hard about using idiot?
Dude, it's just people like it doesn't roll off the tongue, right?
Yeah, well, you got to say it with a lot of power, like, "What, you freaking idiot!"
Yeah, no, dude, people are the worst.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, like it's a looming threat to be like do that stream to invite random people. It sucks. Like, and I know I could just like down it to just like subscribers and stuff like that, but that's not. This is not how I operate. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work to try and get people in there and do that. So I decided like I was just gonna play off stream and do that now. So I'm not even gonna do it anymore. Really. It's been killed multiple times by people saying dumb shit, and I hate it.
And if I can give you my 2 cents,
are like that.
And if I can give you my 2 cents here, Shayne, if I can give you my 2 cents here, you not doing it is letting them win in a sense.
I know not doing it is letting them win, but when it happens almost every time, I don't think I want to take that risk anymore. Yeah, it's like me going into the IRL section. Mm-hmm. Every time, this is not fail, someone calls me Greek God X or fat, and I'm just like, dude, like every time, I kid you not, it does not fail. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, dude? Yeah,
man. Yeah. So
I'm like, and I mean, we still play. Like, I haven't done it yet. I need to set up a date. Be like, yo, after stream, we're going to play it. Be there or you're a loser.
Yeah, because Brad really enjoys Free For All Friday.
I know. I'm about to just be like, yo, here's the day we're doing it. If you're not here, that's too bad. Sorry.
Yeah. And it sucks that these bad apples are the ones who ruin it for everybody, dude.
It's a very hard thing to deal with, but I am understanding that that's just how this community is and how toxic it can be.
And also, look, a lot of the fault is on the individual because they should know better. But also, I want to put that a lot of the fault goes to Twitch and how they're definitely terrible at regulating stuff like this.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're terrible.
Yeah. Like it should not be a hard process for you to make sure that shit like this can't happen. So when I'm constantly seeing people stream that can use these words or also, promoting certain ideologies that shouldn't be promoted, it makes me wonder, like, are you really doing your job in creating a safe work environment for these streamers?
Yeah, no, they just need to do a better job. They need more moderators. They need to pay. Like, I mean, is it fun to joke around and fuck around? Yeah, of course, but like there's like a limit to that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You just that's way too far, buddy. Like, you need to just get fucking booted.
Yeah, you need to tone it down, man. It's just not right. So, those are problems that you always find in the community, but you've also found yourself, in a different, what's it called, community per se, or like a different hobby you've gotten into, and that's thrifting. And I want to hear more about that because I really do enjoy this thing you do with thrifting, and you never get stuff in my size, man.
Dude, I kid you not. I don't know, what size do you wear?
Sometimes I'm a medium, but sometimes I do large because it shrinks really bad.
Medium and large.
Huh?
I have a whole bunch of stuff in medium and large.
I guess I'm just not looking at the right stuff then.
No, you just haven't seen it yet. It's not up.
Or somebody buys it before I can.
It's called a death pile, dude. my whole life is a death pile, dude.
Yeah.
Just fucking throw it in there and
I have a death pile myself, man. I have a death pile.
One day, no, 100%. Like, and I mean, I'm pretty good about like letting people know, like, if they like, yo, I'm looking for this. I'll be like, dude, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll like show them.
Like, yeah, but what about thrifting is the most attractive to you, and why do you enjoy it so much?
So when I started going out thrifting, I had always like gone out to flea markets with my pops.
Of course.
Like, all the time.
Damn straight.
Because we was hustling. We weren't really selling anything, but we was hustling to get stuff for the house and stuff like that. And my dad has always a hustler. Like he hustled everything from drugs to like records. Like he was just always like that. And I guess I it rubbed off on me 100%. Like he has always been like that sort of way. And it just kind of rubbed off on me. So we would go to thrift stores and stuff like that when I was a kid. But that's nothing new. Like, I mean, I didn't need to like buy clothes from there or anything. I won't say that I'm like broke. Like, some people will be like, "Oh, I came from nothing," and like they just make up this fake ass story. It might be real. We don't even know. We don't even know who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I think like the appeal of it to me was, one, we would go there all the time and like look at CDs because they were like 99 cents. And I mean, that's how it started. I started collecting like old CDs from like Trust Kill era, like, Bridge 9, early Bridge 9 era, like Fat Wreck Chords and stuff like that. Yeah. So I would just like look for that and like dig in for records at, maybe not at Goodwill, but like this place that we have called Disc Replay. It's just like almost like a thrift store.
Well, those were like some of my favorite episodes you would do on YouTube, where the vinyl, vinyl
Disc
episodes.
Replay and Half Price Books.
Like, damn straight.
Places are great, and we would go there all the time because, well, me and my friend who was into records, like who had an expansive collection. He doesn't live here anymore. He lives in Wisconsin. So shout out to James. He probably won't watch this, but shout out to James. He's got like a crazy record collection. And James has always helped me like get something. Like he helped me get my PS4. He helped me go to Riot Fest. That dude was everywhere. He was always about helping people because like,
listen to the podcast, James. Listen to this.
Like, he was a great guy. Like, I mean, some of the shit he did was kind of suspect, but like, he's a great guy. And I mean, I had started watching Paul Cantu on YouTube, and he's like a thrifter, and he does all this. He does the selling and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, I kind of want to get more into this. Like, I was already thrifting and like finding some cool stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, let's see what I can do.
Yeah.
So I started going to thrifts more and more and buying and buying and buying. And now I have a pile of shit in my basement that I need to get rid of.
Well, it's a hustle, man.
It was that. And I didn't really start with the hustling. I was trying to find clothes for myself. Like, cause I wasn't really interested. I was never really interested in clothes or shoes until I started thrifting, like 100%.
Yeah.
Like I started getting to fashion, and the reason why I got into fashion was because when I went to college, there's this man by the name of Zach Meredith. He's someone I went to school with. He owns a company called Powder Blue, where he does a lot of repurposing. And he's an awesome dude. Like he's always like showing me stuff and like stuff that he thought was cool, and I was like, yo, that's kind of sick. And I just got into it like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. And you see it reflect on a lot of the stuff that you sell, but also the stuff you wear, bro. Like, your style fire, bro. Your style's fire. Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of people who like conform to that vintage style and they dress like really weird. Yeah. They like wear only Supreme and that's it. Yeah. I'll never be like that. Like I am like, I have my own way of dressing. Like even like, I just know what looks good on me. Like, I'm not gonna fuck around and get something else, Yeah. Yeah, what's the point? You like how you look. Obviously, your lady likes how you look too. So, it works both ways. Yeah, she's crazy. I love her. But she's also like a reason why I got into thing, because she would go all the time too. And she enjoyed it. And I was like, well, shit, man. Like, now she don't really care for it because she's like, dude, whatever, man. She's so sick of me going to thrift stores and shit. She's fucking over it. Yeah. But like, people don't understand, man. People don't understand. You really find some cool stuff. It's the thrill of the hunt, dude. I swear to God, like I am fucking wild. Yeah.
like I passed by a Goodwill and I'm like, there's a Goodwill over there. And
Yeah.
like, and then maybe that's why, like, and I'll be honest, this might sound sad to like people listening to, but like I always try to get people to go thrifting with me because like I think it's like a good experience to go with like people and show them like they could ball out on a budget or whatever.
Yeah. And
but like people don't go.
yeah.
People, either I don't have as many friends as I think I do, or they just don't give a shit about me, or they don't want to go, or they don't care.
What I think it is, Shayne? I've honestly seen it, man. A lot of people have a stigma against this. They think that it's like, and I'm sorry, it might sound bad to some of you guys, but this is a stigma that's a really, prominent when you say you shop at the thrift store or you shop at Goodwill. People think you're poor. People think you're either poor.
I mean, like that. Maybe if that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's totally different.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to thrift. Like I get people hit me up to like be like, yo, like what thrift stores do you go to? But like they won't come with me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like buy all the shit so you can't get anything. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking for certain things that catch my eye, and you may have something else that catches your eye, but I'm gonna let you have it. Like,
yeah.
And it's rough because like. I mean, I can go places by myself. I'm not like, oh no, like going outside is dreadful and I want to die. And no, I can go somewhere myself, but it's better when you got people with you.
Yeah.
Always. Like, it's just an experience. And
yeah,
I don't know if I just don't have the right friends or like people who always said they was gonna go and then they just don't anymore. I'm just like, dude, like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
So into that thrifting thing, I was like, all right, well, I'm doing that. So I started watching YouTube about like how people resell.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that came up was shoes, because shoes are way easier to sell than clothes.
100%.
Shoes will always be 100% easier to sell than clothes. 100%. So I was like, all right, cool. So there's this guy on YouTube named Glenn, or Hustler Hacks. I started watching him. And the Hustle Bee, which is Ken. Like those dudes are great. And I watch them do their thing, and they do Nike outlets, they do Ross, they do Marshalls, they do Burlington. So I started doing that because I thought it was cool. And I linked up with like a bunch of different resellers. So like my friend Ray, who's up in Chicago,
mm-hmm.
he does the same thing. He's been doing this forever. Like he's been doing this for a long time, like way longer than I have.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy that I talk to on a daily basis. There's like, a ton of reselling is huge right now. Like a lot of people do it. Like I was in the store the other day, and there were 6 people there. I'm like, bro, like there's 6 people in a Ross, like trying to look shit up to resell. Like that doesn't happen around here.
Yeah.
Like, maybe in like Chicago it happens, but I've been seeing it more and more out here, which is like good. Like I think like that's like a good thing that people are trying to break free of like that 9-to-5 style mindset and like do their own thing. Like that's cool. Like own their own business.
Yeah, man.
But, like it's just weird. It's just weird seeing how many people resell. Like the new shoe comes out and it's hyped up and it's gone by bots.
Mm-hmm.
Like every time. So that's where I got into buying new shoes and selling them to people online. And then I mean that's pretty much it. I just buy anything I think that catches my eye. I look, see like if it's worth anything, and do it that way. The vintage stuff is a little different. I buy like if it's like vintage 90s stuff, I'll buy it like as long as it's cool.
Yeah, especially that bright color stuff.
I don't care if it's not worth money. It's probably priceless to me, dude. That's why I buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can sell it to somebody. Like for example, I sold something today. I usually just invite people over to my house to take a look at what I got. It's not organized whatsoever. I'm working on getting it organized, but I invite people over. I'm like, yo, if you see something you like, let me know. Work something out. I usually do like $10 t-shirts, $20 jerseys, sweatshirts, whatever. And then obviously there's some things that are like a little bit more, insane that I'm like, okay, that's like $30-40. You know what I mean? But yeah. I try not to like tax on people. Like I'm just like, here's what it is. If you want it, you'll buy it. Like I know you'll buy it for the price I say.
Yeah, dude. And people really don't understand how cool it is to, to find a shirt that really, you find something at Goodwill. It looks like a really, really cool shirt. You see that price tag and it says $2. You're like, damn. When somebody brought this, it probably was like $25. And, here it's like $2. Like, hell yeah. I'm not going to wear it like right after I buy it. I'm going to take it home. I'm going to wash it and then I'm going to wear it. There ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, like I said, nowadays, it's like, it's a way different time. Like, everybody's going to thrift stores now and buying shit. That's why there's like, everybody's like, oh my God, like my space has been saturated. But I'm still finding shit till this day. So like, it's whatever,
Yeah.
Like, I just find cool shit and I hoard it. I'm hoarding it right now, but eventually, time will come up where I get down there and I get to work on taking pictures and putting it up for everybody. I need to like actually do it. Is the issue. Like, I need to push myself to do it. Like, the shoes are easy because you snap 4 sides and it's done. Like, that's what I was doing before I came on the show. Like, I was like, cool, boom, 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 done.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Like, shoes are easy, but I want to sell clothes too because I like selling.
Yeah. Well, man, I've enjoyed talking with you so much, man. And there's more that I want to cover. And, we really can't cover everything of your life. So I hope that this has been kind of informative to people. So before we finish here, I'm going to go ahead and go into the last section, which is the future. What does the future hold for SRK over here?
Well, yeah, I'm just going to keep streaming. Hopefully get back into YouTube. And as far as like career goes, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if selling will take over my actual career. It might, depending on like if I do well. So I'm comfortable where I'm at, and like I said, I'm trying to like get my own place with Libby. Yeah. So we're just working on that. And
you forgot one important one.
I just hope like I know everything will be okay.
Yeah, everything will be okay, bro. You forgot one important one though. Watch more movies so you can review them with us. Dude, that's like, it's not really like a goal of mine, but it's like I'm working on it. Yeah.
Like, I've seen more movies than I have in the past like 3-4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, man. What's it called? Also, more episodes of the Gamer Core, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to be back on and running it again.
Yeah, I know you liked hosting. That was a good experience, wasn't it?
I didn't mean like running it like hosting, but I just love to be on again. But it was fun. It was definitely an experience, and it brought me back to when I took a podcasting class, and my podcasting was boring because like I definitely was not. It was hard because you were doing it on air.
Yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah, on air is different. For an hour. Yeah. Yeah, the only show we had that was on air, like, live, was the Nerdcore live show. But that is currently under a heavy reboot, which you can help make it an actual, possibility by going to www.patreon.com/thenerdcore, CORPS. At the $1 tier, you get this episode, and I really do mean this, my friends, a week early before anybody else listens to it, and completely ad-free. So, that's pretty cool for you guys. So go and do that. Help us get to 15 Patreon supporters so that way we can reboot the Nerdcore live show and bring back that wacky fun with a new format and a new look. Patreon supporters, you already got a sneak peek at the new look for it, so you hope you guys go and check that out soon. But I want to thank all the Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for being wonderful people. It doesn't even matter if it's at $1. We need 6 more people to be able to reboot the show. So I want to thank so much. I want to thank our guests here so much for coming on. And, it's been a wonderful time. And I've got an announcement for you people. So obviously you see that the Weeb Core has gone bi-weekly. So that gives room for another show to take over the extra time slot on Fridays. So, because of your wonderful support and your loving generosity of the Patreon supporters, we have been able to turn this show into a bi-weekly show. So now every 2 weeks, you're going to be able to hear my voice interview other people. I can't give you a tease of who's next, but I'm promised to you guys, it's going to be a fun one. But for now, Shayne, would you please let the people know where they can find you on the internet?
Yeah, 100%. You could find me at twitch.tv/SRRKK. You can find me on Twitter, SRRKK Twitch. You can also find me on Instagram at the same name, which I don't post a lot on there, and I need to start doing that as well.
You gotta work on it, man.
But you can also find me on my thrifted Instagram. It's thrifted IL. That's how you can find me.
Awesome.
I had a great time, and I'm looking forward to being back. I enjoy doing this sort of stuff. It's definitely good to talk.
Yeah, well, we definitely didn't touch on a lot of other subjects, man. I wanted to talk about,
Dude, we're gonna have a part like 27.
27, yeah, man. I wanted to talk
everything.
I want to talk about you being straight edge. I want to talk about, your days in college and stuff like that, But
oh yeah. No, like I have lots of 100%. Like if you want to do a part 2, if you want to see a part 2, any viewers or listeners, excuse me. Any listeners want a part 2, you gotta let him know.
You guys gotta let me know, man. But it usually reflects on how many people listen, because the other 4 episodes the other 3 episodes have done really well, and the 4th one is coming up. But this one's recorded a little bit earlier, so it gives me time to book the next guest. But I want to thank you all so much. Your generosity really has made this show a possibility. I want to thank Alex Almea for giving us our newest look for this show. It's awesome. I love it, and it keeps the spirit of the Impaired Files. I want to tell you to go follow her at Alex Elm Design on Twitter and Instagram. Also, make sure you leave a rating and review on this podcast on your podcast app of choice. It really does help the feed grow, and it also shows that you're giving us feedback. Make sure you follow the Nerdcore at the Nerdcore _, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Facebook page the Nerdcore Pods. Join our official Facebook group, the Nerdverse, the official Nerdcore group, and get in the conversations with us. We do a lot of really cool stuff on there, and it would be awesome if you join us. You can either join by searching the name, or you can go type this link in www.facebook.com/groups/the Nerdcore, And with that being said, thank you, Shayne. Thank you for being on here, man.
Of course. Thank you, as always, and to your wonderful listeners.
All right.
It's been a pleasure.
All right. Well, until then, guys, the case is closed but not classified. Let's go ahead and leave, and I'll see you guys on the next one.